are now tuned into the featured presentation. It's your host, Miss Two B's, and I have KeKe Palmer here with me. How are you?
I'm great, girl. How are you?
I'm good. How was the commute in this weather?
Oh my gosh, I was so mad. But the moment that we pulled up, right around noon time or so, it was sunny. Sunny. Sun is out. The rain has stopped. So hopefully it stays that way.
But now in New York, you can't be too safe.
Oh my God.
So I know you're out promoting your latest single, Bossy.
Yeah.
Tell me how that came about.
So I was in the studio working with Tasha Couture, a guy by the name of Alex, and a guy by the name of K. So shout outs to them. And pretty much we had been working for like a week, I think, and we had already done some other records together. And I came into the studio and they were like, "Yo, we got this record already. We want you to hear it." I listened to it. I'm like, "Hey, this is cool. It sounds kind of, a little rappy vibe." Okay?
Right.
But you when you hear something that's a demo, you don't really know how it's gonna sound and how it's gonna really fit to you. And so I recorded, and I'm like, "Yo, this record is me. You guys have really gotten to know me. This is literally my personality, hood and the bougie. Like, everything, when I actually listened to the lyrics, everything was literally me and my personality. And I felt like that song had to be the first single just because it's exactly what my project is about. My project is called The Boss. And, I'm started my own label, Big Boss Entertainment.
Nice.
And so Bossy, it was just like, I felt like I was really being heard, that they really were spending that time with me right. You got a great record out of it.
And I saw you perform it live on Star.
Oh yeah.
Did you have control? Did you have control over that, or they plugged that in?
So I didn't have creative direction. They actually surprised me and really took that on home when we did the whole performance in V Live. Major shout outs to Sean Bankhead and the whole crew that had something to do with that. But I actually did contact Lee after I recorded Bossy because I had been talking to him about my character, and we both wanted my character to do something on the show. I wanted a performance. And we had listened to some songs, but none of them, I guess, really excited either of us too much. And I was like, okay, you know what? My character Gigi's a boss. Her storyline is a lot about that in the show. This would be perfect. It's going to be my first single. Like, maybe I can get this into the show. That'd be dope. So I hit up Lee and I'm like, look, Lee, I don't know if you'll be into this. I don't know if y'all take outside records, but this is a song that I feel like would be great for Gigi to perform. It's going to be my new single. He was like, I love it. This is going to be the record of the season. You have to perform this. We have to make this work like immediately.
Nice.
Like, oh my gosh, I was so happy. I couldn't believe it. That's definitely a hard thing to happen sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely thought that it was like a part of the song until I heard. I'm like, no, this is her song.
Yes,
it's lit and it fits in perfectly with the times. I love it. I love the woman empowerment. So I'm really excited for the full project.
Yes, girl, you gotta love it.
And I know that you're a firm advocate for little booties matter.
Honey, okay, because I'm not having a big. I see you walking there, so don't act like you on little booties.
Me?
You're not on little booties.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not on little booties.
Yes, I am.
See, everybody be trying to be a part of little booties now that little booties is popping. She's big booties. Don't let her fool you.
Don't listen to her. I'm definitely part of the little booties. And you even sung about it in the song too.
Yes, I definitely did.
Have you ever considered any type of plastic surgery or body modifications at any point in your life?
When I was like younger, I think I used to. I don't know why, because now it's the total opposite. When I was younger, I hated my nose, but I never thought about.
Why?
Exactly. I don't know why. I think what. Sometimes you'll see stuff on television. It'll really make you. It really will affect you. But this is when I was a little kid, and I was just like, oh, I hate my nose. Like, I just was saying some stuff. But I never ever have really considered body modifications because I do believe that like one thing will lead to another. So if you start doing something like this based off of, you want other people to like you, because I think at the end of the day, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So if you want to change something about yourself, whose beauty idea is it based off of?
Right.
What made you think that the way that you were already wasn't enough? So I feel like better off loving myself and accepting myself than trying to start the process of changing myself.
I definitely agree because nowadays it seems like every girl's trying to get the injections and get some implants and
I hate to sound like I'm you wrong for that, because once you get those things done, it is what it is. You move on with your life, and if you're happy, you're happy. But I think the major issue is if you never learn to love yourself and accept yourself as you are, you're gonna always be trying to add on. And no, people want to say it's the same thing with weaves and makeup and stuff like that. No, because these things are temporary. But when you start doing long-term changes, you can't go back type of deals, you got to be careful. You only get one body.
Right. And back to the music. Yeah. Is it true that your album's almost done?
Yes, the album's done. I actually have a listening party here.
Really?
Yes,
Are we invited?
You are most definitely invited. Come on now. I'm very very excited for people to hear this new music. I mean, seriously, I just moved to Atlanta, and I really kept it very, what's the word I'm looking for, intimate with this project. I only worked with like Tasha, DJ Spins, Trill, Soul, and then Alex Queso. And so it was a very intimate project. Shout out to SL too, I almost forgot. He produced some great tracks too. So it's just very cohesive. Like I said, the themes are going from me being a boss, the fact that I've been in the game for 15 years, in 15? Acting as, come on baby,
15,
still only 24, no, I'm kidding. And just really kind of strutting that flag, which I very rarely do. My last EP, Lauren, was totally stripped down about the personal side of me, hence the title, my first name, Lauren. But KeKe, this is what the boss is about. It's about KeKe Palmer, that brand, what I've sacrificed to get there, and all that type of stuff.
Can we expect any special guest features on the album?
You can. You can expect the Migos, and you can also expect TK Kravitz.
Okay.
And the album is done. But if there was one person that wanted to hop on, I'll be like, okay, go ahead, put a verse. But right now, that's all we have.
So, do you want to be known as an artist or as an actress?
I really want to be known as an entertainer. I really do, because you can see me doing stand up next year and be shook. I'm really the kind of person that I love many different things, and I do get bored easily. Not to say bored, the word I mean is like if things can get repetitive. Like if I'm working on a TV show, it's like I need to go do some music fast. If I'm doing promotion or going on tour, whatever it may be with music, it's like, okay, I need to sit still for a minute and go back and do a movie.
Right.
So I love to switch things up, and what I love happens to be the arts. So it doesn't matter where it ranges from: Broadway, TV, film, music, dancing, comedy. I'm here for all of it.
Right. Then I see you could dance your ass off.
Getting it on
that new
oh, girl, come on. Yes.
So, you're on 2 shows.
Yes.
That's Star and Scream.
Yes, and Berlin Station actually too.
Oh, 3 shows.
I thought you were gonna say Berlin Station. You reminded me about Scream. I can't wait till that come out.
How do you balance all of it plus your music?
If I could be honest, God really works it out. God really work it out, because sometimes there's no, like, I'll sign on to do a project and I'm like, oh my gosh, how I'm gonna finish my record, or how I'm gonna wrap all these video stuff up. I get a call. That movie just got pushed back 2 months. And I'm like, okay, God told me I needed to finish the music stuff up. Perfect, I'll be doing that. It's like just recently, I was getting ready to film a movie. I have to go to Berlin Station, which is like a CIA show that I do in another country. It actually shoots in Berlin. And so I'm going back out there in July. And then I'm supposedly gonna be filming a film within the next couple months. And I'm like, well, how am I gonna get my videos done for my music video, for my record, how I'm gonna do this and finish this and do all the photo shoots I need to do. I got a call. We're actually pushing the movie back to next year.
Perfect.
So then it's like, I'm like, oh, God made the choice. Thank you, good night. So God really works it out, because I am the kind of person that will kind of say yes to as much as I can. I really like my hands being a lot of things. I love working a lot. It's fun for me, and it's all that I know. Mm-hmm. My career is something I've been doing since I was 9 years. I've been taking it seriously since I was 9. I'm 24 now. So I just let God figure out the heavy stuff.
Right, and on the low, like, we grew up, like, we watched you grow up and grow up with
Girl,
you.
Your mama's so much of Nicki Minaj. It kills me. It kills me.
I've heard it before, but I guess it's the New York swag. The New York swag. But yeah, we basically grew up with you. Like, I'm only 23.
Oh man,
so when
it's actually kind of scaring me.
I'm never older than anybody either. I'm always the youngest.
I'm older than you has me shook right now.
It's getting real.
It's getting real. But no, that means a lot to me, to hear those kinds of things, and to also feel like my audience feels I grew up with them. Because sometimes if you start out as a child entertainer, it's like they be saying, see you later, and they get older and you stay young in their mind. So I'm glad that in my career, my audience have felt like I've evolved with them. That's definitely been something that I focused on, because I want to continue to put out great content. I don't want to just have worked with great corporations as a child. I want to continue to work with great corporations as I've gotten older. And by the grace of God, I've been able to, MTV, VH1, as well as Fox, and all those different type of things. That's the more mature side of things.
Right.
I'm happy.
KeKe.
Yeah, exactly.
Killing the beat.
Right. But we still love Keela now.
Sure do. So I spoke recently with Ryan Destiny. Well, not recently, like a year ago maybe, in an interview, and I asked her how she feels like about if she feels that there's now a new trend to glorify dark-skinned girls on social media, but like not in real life. Can you weigh in on that?
You know, I do understand what she means by that, but I do think that comes from us dark-skinned girls that are, you know, saying, you know what, social media is a place that we can honor one another. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Whereas opposed to back in the day, you only had like major corporations that are, you know, buying advertising for companies and magazines, and they're deciding what beauty looks like, and a lot of times it wasn't looking like me or Ryan Destiny. So I understand her point in that. And then how I feel about it in real life is just like, man, you gotta surround yourself with the right people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta surround yourself with people that recognize your beauty. Because at the end of the day, reality is what's relative to you. I know plenty of people that, you know, one of my homegirls, she's from New Orleans. She's very, very fair-skinned. All her life she wanted to be dark. Because everybody around her loved dark-skinned women. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it depends on where you are, who your crew is, what your culture is. You know, all those different things decide what people want to say what beauty is. Because in some places in Africa, your neck needs to be long in order to be, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, be around people that love you, adore you, and recognize your beauty for your specific beauty. You know what I'm saying? And online, let's be glad and appreciate that, you know, we're able to find our own way of media recognition in our beauty.
I agree. And the past few weeks, there has been so much new music coming out. I can't even keep up.
I live for it.
My Apple Music recently added list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. I want to know who you listening to right now.
You know what? My boy just put me on to, well, I'm on to a lot of different things. I definitely checked out that Cardi album.
Of course.
I definitely checked, I'm always listening to see what Trippie Redd got going on. Mm-hmm. I checked out those new Uzi records.
Yes.
I checked out the new Nicki Minaj records. I also just got put on to Alina Baraz. Are you familiar with her?
No.
Now, Alina Baraz is dope, let me tell you, because she has kind of a vibe that's like, and this is not an insult, this is like to give you literally the vibe, like elevator music, right? But with like a soulful Frank Ocean-ness to it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like she's trying to be R&B or something like this. Like, she has that influence, but she also is doing it in her own way. I love her music. She's dope. She's very dope.
I gotta, what is it? What's her name?
Alina Baraz.
Alina Baraz. I gotta get on that.
And then, of course, the new Migos album. I love that Stir Fry.
Oh, I'm like, no, that kind of.
I know. Isn't that crazy how quickly their stuff becomes old because people are immediately on top of it?
And it just came out January, right?
It wasn't that long ago, I'm telling you. But we done played it out already.
And with social media now, too, it just seems like everything is so fast.
But the way that Offset was dancing in that video, I was shook, sis.
He waited all his life to show us that.
I was living for that. Oh my God, I texted him, I was like, yo, you really gonna bust out with the moves like that? He's like, oh yeah, I definitely got the moves. I'm like, all right then, boy.
So I want to go back to like about the trials and tribulations of a childhood star, because I know you came to Bow Wow's defense.
Okay.
And I was definitely here for you when you posted it on the gram, because like we're close in age, and I feel the exact same way that you feel. Like, regardless if you feel like Bow Wow is corny now, do not forget he is a whole legend.
Like a real whole legend.
A whole legend.
Like. That kills me. Sometimes the internet, like, we cat on each other, right? But the internet takes that stuff to the max at times. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, let's not get too crazy. Bow Wow still was y'all's first crush. Quit playing with me.
Definitely was mine.
Come on. Like, when I realized that, oh my gosh, I like people. It was because of Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? He had the little colored eyes, the braids and stuff. It was cute. It was like a little grown man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people a lot of times hold things against Bow Wow that just aren't realistic, because it's just become fun to pick on him. You know what I'm saying? We become, it becomes fun that person is this or that person is that. But at the end of the day, you still have to respect people for what they've done. I mean, Bow Wow, if it wasn't for Bow Wow, we wouldn't have a Scream Tour. You know, he was the main headline king for that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, Bow Wow has helped, I don't want to say giving careers, but expanded and influenced in major, major ways. So for me, it's like when it comes to child actors, I feel like people often maybe don't realize that child actors have had a different life than they had. And not just in terms of, money and all this other type of stuff, but it's like they had different ways of socializing. And then also when you think about a person like Bow Wow, he's kind of already an OG. So he might be, like, we looking at him in his 20s, or I think he might be in his early 30s, whatever it may be.
Yeah, he's in his 30s.
We looking at him in his 30s, but you might as well look at him as 50.
in
terms of hip hop years. So he doing stuff that old hip hop heads might do, and don't think that us young folks are gonna be checking back like, Bow, you know you da 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 da, and then we cadding on him. But it's like really in his mind, he's still going by maybe the traditional old hip hop ways of things. You know what I'm saying? He came in the game so early on that maybe he's still in that mindset. I don't know. I can't speak for him, but at the end of the day, I feel like people take stuff too much sometimes on the internet, and especially when it comes to legends and people like Bow Wow.
Right. And in Nicki's Beats One radio interview, she mentioned that there's a Nicki hate parade. Would you argue that that's the same trend with her?
Do I think that there's a Nicki hate train? I see it definitely through social media, but again, people have, on top of what I'm saying about Bow Wow, on top of what I'm saying about Nicki, is that everybody ain't on the internet, and that's when we have to separate. Like that's why when I hate if I don't know if Bow Wow is affected by those things. I don't know if Nicki is affected by those things.
I think everyone is.
Right.
It's hard to ignore.
So we have to remember that only really 20% of the world is on the internet. So
only?
Yes, I was talking to some media database folks, and they had the nerve to tell me that only 20%. And I'm like, well, when you think about it, there's a lot of people I know in the hood that don't have computers and barely have. No, they just have flip phones. So to believe that what people say on the internet media is exactly what people think about you in the world is not true. Right. I mean, Nicki Minaj has fans in countries I've never been to.
Like Prague.
Like, I mean, okay? She has fans in places I've never been to. Same thing with Bow Wow. So I think the reality is, there really isn't a real Nicki hate train. There really isn't a real I hate Bow Wow. He ain't missing no cash, and neither is Nicki. But when it comes to the internet, do I think people jump on bandwagons? Absolutely. And anytime, we're just talking about this before we even sat down. People want to believe that females can't be on top in the same what type of way. We can have two hip hop queens or two R&B pop queens, whatever you want to say, and it's like we can. So what really happens is the fans don't be having nothing to do in that moment, and they just start saying, and they might not even be taking it too seriously themselves. They may secretly love both of them too, but it's just something to do online, and then that stuff just keeps going and going and going. But really, it's not that deep, because if Cardi have a concert and Nicki have a concert on one day after the other, both fans gonna probably be there. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's gonna be packed.
It's gonna be packed, because at the end of the day, people like good music, and they both been putting out good music. So as long as you do that, it is gonna be what it is. But
so for the record, you're a fan of both.
I'm a fan of both, because I love young women doing their thing. Because when one of us do our thing, it just helps other of us do our things. Like, because Nicki is doing her thing, Cardi's able to do her thing. Because Lil Kim did her thing, Nicki could do it. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody do their thing, we all can do our thing. Because Beyonce did her thing, Rihanna could do her thing. And we were just talking about how it was dope to see Rihanna, not only jamming out front row to the B Coachella performance, but posting it the next day like, still can't get over this. Right. That's a great thing for our young girls to see. We can love and support each other, and it doesn't take away from either one of our shine. It actually made them both shine brighter. I'm like, dang, B, you shining, I live for you. Wow, Rihanna, that dang, Reed, you was hyping, and I'm here for you too,
It feels like there's like a war between the generational gaps.
Absolutely.
Like, I see in your bio you refer to yourself as a millennial. I hate the millennial word because it seems like it's used like negatively. Like, if I try to argue a point or try to like explain something to someone who's older than me, they'll be like, I don't know, that's some millennial bullshit. Like,
you know why? Because this is no disrespect to the older generations, but it's not traditional in fashion. Meaning, you'll have a young woman where she'll say, you know what, like, I'm cool with dating. I don't need to be married, or I don't need to yada yada, or I'm fine with raising a child of my own. You hear millennials say things like that. Immediately, old-fashioned folks are like, oh, that's an atrocity. What's this millennial bull that you speaking? And it's like, really, the young women have just stepped into a different position. And I speak from the young women's point of view because I am a young woman. But the young women, and again, this is no against the other generations, but we have just stepped in a position of independence that I think is much different from generations before us. Where it's kind of like, you know what, I don't feel like I have to act a certain way because I'm a lady. I feel like I'm still a lady if I still stand up against your misogynistic rules or your misogynistic concepts of how I'm supposed to behave. I don't let that deny me from my womanhood. And I think that a lot of times that can be jarring to people. And then other topics, such as sexuality. People are more being fluid or being more independent in how they choose who they choose to date and who they choose to sleep with, or whatever. They're not choosing to label themselves. Again, people don't like when they don't know how to identify you as what they want to identify you as.
Correct.
So then again, there's a gap with this generation's in because they're used to a label. They're used to and they're comfortable with that. And so I just think the millennials are kind of being more accepting of differences, being more accepting of different opinions and different concepts of identity than we've ever seen before. And I think that's what really brings upon the generation gap. And that's why I really did my talk show too, and why I'm still in the works of my talk show and making sure we get that back, is because the millennials need a space where we can discuss what we like to talk about in a safe zone. We're not being judged, and then also discuss the things that we hate that social media has brought to us face to face.
Because we didn't ask for this.
No, we did not ask for this.
Right.
We were given a great gift, but with any great thing, there's always going to be a polarity of negative. So just as much social media is great, of course it's going to also be bad too. So we don't have any place to discuss that other half of it. We just have the internet and that's it. So with my talk show, it's like we have a place where we can talk and we can actually meet face to face. We can socially connect we can connect digitally, but we also can connect together face to face socially and have those conversations. And then other people from other generations can tune in and they can actually say, you know what, I actually understand now where they're coming from. Oh, my sister, you know what, the way that this was put, I get it.
Right.
My daughter, now I know how to speak to her or speak to him. And that's very important to me.
So the show is coming back.
The show is coming back.
And don't forget to mention that it's a history making show because you are the youngest talk show.
Oh.
Don't forget that part.
Yes.
And like, it's just so crazy to think that you've been in the game for 15 years already.
It's crazy for me to think that too, girl.
Like in Hollywood years, that's like...
Exactly. I'm over there with Bow.
Yeah, you with Bow. So like, back to Cardi B.
Yeah.
You know, her pregnancy is also history making because there has been no woman who has pursued, like who has carried a baby and still was like, I'm gonna stick to my career at the height of her career. And you know, we can end up in age and Cardi's only 25.
When I tell you that is one of the most inspiring things.
Have you ever worried about that? Like,
that's
I can't have
all
kids.
you worry about as a young entertainer, and I'm sure you know too.
Yeah.
That is all you worry about. Serena Williams talked about it. That was all she worried about, because her counterparts, they can have tons of kids and it doesn't affect their physical body. When women have kids, it could put us out. We have to wonder through all these different things. Am I going to be able to work? Is they going to discriminate against me because I'm pregnant? Am I going to be able to keep this job? Even if you're not an entertainer, can I just go to the post office and work? Or are they going to tell me I need to take a leave and I'm not going to be able to make this money? You know, there are so many things that go into your mind when you are an independent young woman working, you know, when it comes to having a kid. So seeing her, I really will say to you, that is truly inspiring to me.
Same.
It really is inspiring to me. I really have to give it to her. If I can give it to her on anything, it's the fact that, you know what, you saying I'm gonna go and have it all. I'm just gonna do what I want to do while I can. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how long we're gonna have anything. We don't know how we're gonna live. We don't know how we're gonna have this or that. But you know what? She said, you know what? I'm happy right now. And I want to have a child. And I'm enjoying my career. So I'm going to do it all. And I have the utmost respect for that. I'm blown away by her with that. I seen her video the other day and she was dancing with her stomach. And I said, look at that girl. She is happy and she's living her life. God bless her. Like, that's extremely dope. We've never seen that before. Never.
Ever. And it is truly inspiring because I'm just thinking at the clock, like, all right, I'm 23, Cardi's 25, she's having a baby. My mom had me when she was 25. When am I going to have a baby? How am I going to have a baby? You know, like,
we're all looking at that clock.
It's definitely dope, but
it is.
Closing out, what are some other shows or movies that you're working on in the future?
So you already mentioned MTV Scream. I told you about Berlin Station.
And you're bringing back the talk show.
Yes, bringing back the talk show, Star. And then also I have a movie, Pimp, that's actually going to Tribeca Film Festival this month. Actually within the next few days. Lee Daniels executive produced it.
Oh, you're working with him again?
Yes! And so it's really a different project. I'm playing a pimp, a female pimp, and it's really
you're playing a female pimp. So we just empowering women.
You know what? You know what I mean? So it's about her and her girlfriend, their love story with the pimp industry as a backdrop, how they're trying to work through it and be able to live, a life of happiness out of poverty. So that's an exciting project. And then also I have a movie that's coming out next year. No date on it just yet. They're just wrapping it up and editing. Shout out Cold Black Films. 2 Minutes of Fame. And it's with Jay Farrell and Cat Williams.
Jay Farrell, the impersonator.
Yeah, Jay Farrell, the impersonator.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be so funny, yes. It's about stand-up comedians. It's about actually Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud showcase and how Jay Farrell, my baby father and boyfriend, is trying to get to LA so he can actually be a part of that showcase and hopefully win.
That is dope.
It's cool. I'm excited.
I've been seeing you with the red locks for a while. What's the next style?
Girl, I'm thinking
about to switch it up.
I have to tell you, I really do love these locks.
They fit you really well. Color, length, everything.
Oh, I love these locks. So you know what? I'm the kind of person that's like, when I see my next thing, then I'm like, okay, that's my next thing. But I really do. I'm excited about growing my hair back out. I did the big chop last year, so my hair's been.
Power to you.
Girl,
I did it 2 years ago.
Didn't you just feel so good?
So liberated. So free. Nice for what?
Ooh, I was looking for that bag. I'm like, it never came. But yeah, I did that big chop, and so I've been letting my hair grow back, and I haven't been putting no chemicals, no nothing in it. And so seeing my hair just flourish and them curls come through again, I'm living. So you never know, you might see me rocking that.
Okay, girl. Switch it up.
Yeah.
Rock an afro like Lupita.
Come on, baby.
So have you heard from Trey Songz or anything?
No, me and him, I've not spoken to him, I haven't spoken to him, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just always saying I'm glad when I speak up for myself. If anybody can take any, people don't have to believe me or agree with me or whatever, but I would hope that young women would take the fact that, you have to set your boundaries and tell people I can't be tried. No matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone feels, you have to do that because you feel good about yourself. Because at the end of the day, I don't care how anybody else feels. I know that I have my own back.
That's the bossy way to go.
Come on, honey.
Thank you for coming through and talking to us, KeKe. It's been a pleasure.
Yes,
Tell everyone about the single.
Yes,
y'all find it.
Okay, y'all can check out this Bossy single, all up and through Star. So make sure y'all tune into that show on Fox, as well as Spotify, iTunes, all that jazz. And check me out on @KeKe on Instagram and @KeKe Palmer on Twitter, as well as KeKePalmer.com, so you can get some of that Bossy merch.
Yes.